mean, we're so close, we might as well be familiar, hadn't we?
Yes,
Just to see different people that
and you
live
just
there.
get me in trouble, that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm gonna try not to. How have you been?
Okay,
I've been okay,
I was trying to remember all the details on that.
Have you been enjoying the heat of the summer?
Oh, please.
We didn't call you.
But I know, but you know what, the heat is not too bad for me, is it?
That was my position.
Oh, it's the air conditioning. Got to get, cause I have the, the joint problems. And the, then, it's hot outside, so you gotta have the air up.
We go by that clock or that clock? We go by that clock now?
That doesn't help.
You know,
1, 2, 3.
Go by that clock, right?
4, 5. We have a quorum. We may move on.
That one's right,
That was right.
yeah.
So do I, thank goodness.
and it was, something was happening with the interface between the two. Had to have a little electrician
Yep.
Okay.
We only have to go quick for it.
fix it, but it went out and did the same problem.
What, you generate?
Not the generator, the air conditioning. So now I may have to replace the whole thing. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, I'm gonna slide by.
How are you?
I can suck it in.
You got it?
I can still do it. Thank you.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Got enough?
We have enough. Good morning. I'd like to call the regular meeting, the August 20th, 2025 regular Water and Sewage Facilities Authority meeting to order. We're going to lead off with the invocation by Mr. Jim Skinner, followed by the pledge to the flag by me.
Right. Eternal gracious Father, Lord, we give you thanks for this day. Thank you for the ability to come to this meeting and look at the things that we are proposing and need your guidance on, Lord. Bless the men and women of this group and those that aren't with us, and help us to be faithful stewards of what you've given us. Through your Son's most holy and blessed name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Glenn. All right. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
You got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please, hang on, I'm not writing that fast. Please raise your hand. Unanimous. Citizen comments? No citizen comments. Minutes, we're moving to minutes. Consider approval of the June 18th regular scheduled meeting minutes and executive session meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, they appear to be in order unless somebody has any recommended changes. Therefore, I move we approve.
We got a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed?
Abstain, since I wasn't here.
All right.
You looking at me?
You messed up my count. You done snuck in on me.
The day started off badly, it's already messed up.
Just to help you with your math, Mr. Chairman, you have 7.
Thank you. She wasn't there a minute ago, I swear. Consider acceptance of the following committee meeting minutes. July 9th, joint committee meeting, August 6th.
Mr. Chairman, I can move that we approve the July 9th one. I was not at the other two, and I move we approve that set.
I have a motion to approve the July 9th, 2025 joint committee meeting. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a second for the purpose of correction. You don't have to be at the meeting to be able to vote for it. Am I correct?
That's correct. You don't have to be at the meeting to vote to approve minutes, and you don't have to be at the meeting to make the motion to approve minutes.
What do we need here?
We need the joint committee meeting from July 9th, August 6th, Planning Committee meeting, and August 13th Finance Committee meeting.
So,
Can I get a motion to approve those three?
Well, they have a motion on the floor. Is there a motion on the
Can
floor?
I amend my motion to approve all three?
Yes, sir.
Somebody. I'll second it. I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Unanimous. General Manager Report. Consider acceptance of the General Manager Report as presented by General Manager Johnson.
So, we've started, shifting to the new report schematic that you're looking at. So if you just follow me on the top, the different little boxes up top, so starting with the far left, this is gonna be total water sales for fiscal year. So as you see, we sold 77.3 million gallons. The water sales last year is the same time last year, so that's gonna be a running total. So we're down so far. The monthly water sales, the next box, is the same because we're only looking at 1 month. So if we look at the same period last month or last year, we sold 94 million gallons of water. So you may say, well, what's the difference? Well, in July, we had way more rain. So just to put it in perspective, we had the number of rain days so far this year, we've had 25 to a total of 12.2 inches versus last year of 6.7 inches. So that's what contributed that. Then we go actual versus budgeted. Then we go meter sales. So we sold 25 meters in July, and the same period last year was 15, so we're up. Active meters, 15,766 versus 15,377, so it's up roughly 1.5%. And then the last two are, so BPIP is called broken pipe. So when a customer calls the city of Griffin and says, hey, I had a water leak on my side, the city of Griffin offers a broken pipe reduction, where you get one in a rolling 12 months. So we're going to start tracking that just for your own understanding. So in the month of July, there was $22,000 of revenue that was written off, and a total of 1.8 million gallons. Now you may say, well, that revenue, did we lose the revenue? Per our water sales contract, we are not billed for written off water. So the city of Griffin, because it is what is actually billed, so they will adjust the customer's account, reducing that volume, and we do not pay wholesale on that.
I have a question, Mr.
Yes,
Chairman.
ma'am.
So, we have the equivalence of $22,000 worth of adjustments for verified repairs, because that's what that is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a lot? Well, I mean, do we have any idea what it was last year? or the year-
Absolutely. So average, for the last, since 2022, since we started getting this report, we average roughly 1.4 million gallons of write-off
Per month?
per month.
It's a little higher, but
It's a little higher, but it trends, it's roughly a straight line.
Okay.
We have peaks and valleys, so what I'm gonna start doing is, this is a summary sheet that I'm gonna start providing at the finance committees and the planning committee for you, where it will show just historically and has different metrics that we can start tracking. I'm sorry this wasn't ready for this meeting, but we're starting to get some pretty good insights on our business.
So where do we count the water that just comes out of the meter? Because I called in last week or 2 weeks ago that a meter was running, on North Madonna Road as I was headed to a doctor's appointment, and an hour and a half later when I came back, it was still squirting water out. Where does that water?
A meter or a fire hydrant?
Okay, wait a minute. What did I tell you it was? A fire hydrant?
It's
A
probably-
fire hydrant.
Okay, so that is captured on the non-revenue water report. So that is water that we account for via a volumetric calculation, but it's not metered.
That's in Flushing.
Yes.
Okay, so that water doesn't figure into this at all?
No,
Okay,
this
that's
is
what I wanted
this
to
is
know.
solely water service customers
Okay.
that it is billed metered water that is not
Okay,
accounted,
I get
that
it
we
now.
don't bill for.
All right, I gotcha.
question, so what does the red and exclamation mark and green and check mark? what is
So green is, it's higher than last time. So the reason why the 22 1,000-gallon broken pipe is green is because it was less than the same period last month or last year, right? So green is good, red is bad.
And sometimes green is good going up and
Correct.
sometimes going down.
Correct.
It's less even though the loss is more?
Okay, so you may say, well, what's the driver to that? You remember we went and we changed the residential rate?
Right.
That's the reason why you have less dollars for more volume.
We got some built-in money in there, built-in water in there now.
Oh, God, Joseph knows some stuff, doesn't he?
We try.
These are our new, with counting our new rates.
That's correct.
Okay.
So then you have the top 15 residential developments by volume. So what this should be a good indicator is kind of showing the different, you see Sun City Peachtree and Grayson Park are the two developments that are growing by leaps and bounds. But Grayson Park is outpacing Sun City Peachtree, but it'll give you it'll tell you location served, the total volume billed, the percent, the daily consumption per location. So this is a good metric for us to just say, okay, holistically, how many, what's the average use? And you see it spans a range. So Sun City Peachtree 78 versus Cody's Plantation 98. Well, Cody's Plantation is a little bit older than Sun City Peachtree. So this is just good metrics, just seeing if everything is apples to apples. Then the monthly meter sales, this just shows you the trends, and it looks like we're holding steady at roughly 28 meters a month on average. And then keep moving to the right, active account trending. Obviously, we're on the upward trend. And then the top 10 customers by volume by class. So this metric came out of the bond issuance discussion we had with Moody's, where they wanted to know, is our top 10 customers consolidated in one customer group? Well, it's not. If you look at commercial at the dark blue, it's 51% of volume. And then between industrial and or institutional and residential, you're basically equivalent to that same percentage. So if you look at residential versus non-residential, we're more weighted towards the non-residential for our top usage, which would make sense, just because they should use more. But which is really eye-opening is if you look at the active percent locations by customer class, the non-residential only accounts for 3% of our active locations. So I think this is going to start giving a good picture of just the health of our system. And if there's any metric that you would like to see on here, I'm pretty sure we can get it relatively quickly.
Do you project that in this time next year that the commercial volume will have increased with anything that we have coming on?
Absolutely, but it's going to be
18 months or so.
it's not going to be too dramatic. When it looks at active locations, you're really not going to see any big change because you're only talking about a handful versus 15,000, 16,000 customers. But the volume, I think it should start picking up a little bit more. I would suspect that residential will probably fall off the top 10 customers, and then we really have to make a decision because the next time if we ever decide to issue debt again, they're going to say, the bond rating companies, we're really heavy, so what happens if one of your large customers goes away? Now that's a major significant income stream. So by tracking this metric, we can kind of keep a good gauge of, okay, how would somebody rate our debt?
Okay.
Well, 1888, the C stopped operations, and
That's correct.
We've lost that.
Well, that's the City of Griffin customer. They were inside the City of Griffin.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's right. I guess they were.
But that was a huge customer. That was actually the only customer that qualified under the industrial designation of 100,000 gallons a day.
150,000 gallons a day.
Yes, sir.
So every company that was the City of Griffin for industrial or commercial that was under the 100,000 gallon has been transferred back to us?
So
If they're in our area.
If they're in our area.
Yeah, but I'm saying because we had a bunch of them that we were not
Yes,
covering,
ma'am.
and then we found out that the usage was below what it was supposed to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we've recovered those.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
How far are we away from turning over, what developments are on the Heron Bay tank? I know it's a floating system, but
So you have,
Bless you.
the Heron Bay tank, what the chairman was referring to is if you take Teeman Road, Trestle Road, Johnson, and 155 back down to Teeman. That is the Heron Bay grade line loop. You have Grayson Park.
and how many houses are gonna be in Grayson Park?
I want to say roughly 350, if memory serves me correct, when it's built out.
Okay,
And you see that they're 258 now.
okay,
They're using about 30,000 gallons a day.
okay.
And then you have the North Talladega Village node when it starts building.
That's
There'll
gonna
be
be 1,700.
roughly.
Is that gonna be enough to turn that tank over?
It should, yes, because that demand when North Talladega Village node is built, their average day will be around 200,000 gallons a day.
That's gonna be
And-
roughly 200 houses. Yeah, okay,
What size tank is that?
It's 500,000 gallons.
okay. So that should, if we could turn 200,000 gallons, can we actually fill that tank?
Yes, it's a lower grade line than the regular grade line, so that
That's
tank
right.
will always stay full. We actually have to have PRVs that will reduce the pressure.
Okay. So when it's built out, that should solve that issue,
Absolutely,
when it's built out.
that's correct.
Any idea how long that's gonna be?
After talking with Minerva, they're projecting roughly about 100 to 120 homes, kind of like Sun City Peachtree. So you're talking 10, 15-year build-out period, assuming there's no hiccups like during the Sun City Peachtree.
So we're gonna be flushing for another 10 to 15 years, basically.
Possibly, yes. We are currently looking at trends, and we are probably going to leverage technology to help us get a handle on it and not have to spend so much manpower flushing lines in that loop to
Okay.
move water.
We got we're doing it by fire hydrants, don't have any automatic flushers.
We do. We have 2 in that grade line.
Do we?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But once again, if there's any metric that you think about, just shoot me the idea, and I can tell you if we have the data to do it. If not, I'll tell you how we can get the data.
Okay.
Moving on to the project update. We are still only waiting one official easement to be wrapped up. The the LDP permit paperwork was filed with R2T2 Spalding County. Spalding County is only waiting on the official hard copy of the plans before the LDP is issued. The comment period for the MPDS permit with the state has ended. We are waiting for that MPDS permit to be issued to us. And then the lead and copper rule compliance. Our team has done a really good job since roughly April. Remember, part of the new lead and copper rule revision, we have to identify all service line materials for every connection in our system. Well, during the initial service line inventory that was due by last November, we had roughly 6,020 unknowns. Since that time, as of yesterday, we've been able to reduce that number of locations by roughly 31%. So remember, we have 3 years, or we have until 2027 to identify all service line materials. And then after 2027, we have to start replacing service line materials that are still unknown. We'll beat that timeline, but until we have, so every year, every location that's still deemed unknown, we have to send out that letter that we did last year. So we're trying to knock these things down where we don't have to send so many letters out. So it gets better.
Down to about 4,000.
That's right.
I wanted to, if I might, Mr. Chairman, make a comment. I went out with the Public Works Department yesterday on Bucksnort Road, and there was an issue about the drainage ditch. And in the course of the conversation, somehow they figured that there is a Spalding County water line that was put in the right of way, but they're not sure if it's right up against the roadway. And so they're gonna probably contact us because they're gonna have to put a ditch out there, but if the water line is there, and I was saying to them that you guys are GISing all of our water lines, so you should be able to help them to know what kind of line is there or where it is, because they were saying that if the line was in the area where the ditch would be, they couldn't move the ditch, or they couldn't dig the ditch for the drainage,
Correct.
but
No one's reached out to us, but Chris and the GIS team have a great relationship with TJ and their department, so we'll make sure we
Heads up,
get with
yeah.
them. Yes, ma'am. And then Parker has created this plan review summary sheet that shows, if you go to the next page, Charlie. So this is the water and sewer availability report. So this will give you a good indication of developments that are coming in, requesting water service and sewer service. So this is going to keep us abreast of the demands that are coming to us. But for example, we've committed to roughly 400,000 gallons a day of water with a peak of 781. You may say, well, why? Well, per state requirements for public water systems, we have to not only look at average day, we have to look at max day, we have to look at peak hour. There's a bunch of different metrics in order to determine, to make sure that our system is robust enough. So, and then the sewer capacity, this is sewer capacity that we've issued letters for now that we're getting into the sewer business. So the one that you're looking at right here, roughly 8,000 gallons, that's P and K. That's going to go to the city of Griffin in the interim until we build out the sewer system to get it to our site. So we're going to keep this running log just to keep this number in front of you guys, because these are going to be talking points that we always discuss.
8,000, you said.
What's the
Remind
minimum?
me again how many you need so you don't have to dog food
Yeah.
it.
So we need at our plant 17,250 gallons a day.
17, so you eat twice that.
So 18,000 gallons.
Correct.
so do we have like an IGA with the city of Griffin?
We do.
Specifically for this?
Yes, we
Okay.
do. So the IGA was written in a broad sense
6 months ago, roughly.
that says they're ultimately allowing us. So if we have a customer that we need to use their system to discharge, we will send them an exhibit, show them the demand and the location. They will tell us, can they take it? If not, another place that they can take it. And then with the understanding that we don't pay any capital cost recovery fee, it's built into our wholesale rate. With the understanding that we can divert them at any time. So, yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay, good.
And that's just the one development right now, right?
That's just the one building.
Okay, well, we got at least two more in.
Correct.
Okay. So we probably, to be safe, we probably need an average of 25,000 gallons a day, because you know how they may overestimate.
Correct.
Okay.
But that concludes my report.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And speaking with the original chairman of the Water Authority, he alluded to the fact that in the late '80s, the Water Authority drilled 3 deep, high output wells in terms of originally looking at the water source before a contract with the city of Griffin. Do we know anything about where those wells are?
I'm not aware, but we will start scouring the minutes and our files to see if we can determine anything, give you any information. I'm not aware of any wells.
Would those be of any benefit to us?
Well, with the fact that our contract states that the city of Griffin will be the 100% sole water provider,
So the answer is no then.
No.
but it would be good to know if they exist, the yield of it, where that can go into that feasibility study update that we're currently pursuing.
He was telling me they were in the terms of 100 gallons a minute kind of output.
So 100 gallons a minute will give you roughly 100, a little less than 200,000 gallons a day.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You know, I remember
We could subsidize,
that
but we don't
discussion, they were
need-
talking about that, but I don't know if they ever got
I
drilled or
don't
not.
remember that. I mean, it might have been before I came, but I don't remember.
So I'm wondering if they actually got drilled. I remember that.
Well, we got a booster pump station everybody forgot about, so it actually exists.
Do they know who drilled them?
Well,
In my
Baldwin County
conversation with
Water
him,
Authority,
that
Baldwin
didn't come
County's
up.
a water authority. There's no telling what we.
We'll scour the the minutes and see if we can't, put our finger on something, and we'll report back. But no, sir, this is news to me.
Supposedly there were 3 of them drilled.
Okay?
And I'm not sure it was Spalding County, it might have been the Griffin before the reservoir was built.
According to
Griffin has some
the
wells.
old chairman, it was,
Sorry?
according to the old chairman, it was the water authority
Okay.
that drilled the well.
All right. I remember the talk
Griffin,
anyway.
Griffin had some wells,
Yeah.
but Joseph said they capped them. Griffin did have some wells.
Yeah, Griffin did.
They never used them, but they
Yeah.
had them.
They drilled and they found, they were looking for artesian wells, which are basically pressurized. And I wanna say that the wells didn't yield the volume that they thought, and it would actually be more, costly to pull from them. So I believe they capped them back in the early
You have to cap
2012, 2015 range.
Yeah, one of them was over at the, one of them was over at the library.
One at the
Yes, sir.
library
Yep,
and the,
that's correct.
At the golf course too.
Yep.
Chairman, I move we approve the Mr. Johnson's report.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, unanimous. Moving on to special committee report, joint finance planning committee report, Mr. Morrow.
Okay, on the 9th, our joint meeting, committee did meet. We had several things on the agenda. One was the new sewer rate and fee presentation by Raftellus, which was very interesting. And we had a consensus to recommend approval of their rate recommendations. Number 2, we talked about the industrial pretreatment program implementation, support services, and that was interesting discussion, but the dollar amount falls under the general manager spending limits, and so we basically said, go ahead. And number 3, in addition to the open records clerk, the addition of an open records clerk was also at his discretion. And, I think Charlie's handling it in the interim before you have to add someone else. So that's been taken care of. Then we discussed the water main repair on Highway 16, the update on repairs. And that is a, discussion between the city and the county, which is still outstanding as I understand it.
Why is it between the city and the county? I
So,
mean, I know that
you
the
want me to answer
city,
that?
it was a city line that was,
It was a Spalding County Water Authority line that, had to be repaired. Brandon, after talking with Brandon, the city believes that repair actually falls outside of the operation and maintenance and is deemed an emergency repair. And based on our legal, counsel, we've requested an official opinion from them where we can then vet, because we think that repair does not meet the metrics in order to fall outside normal operation and maintenance of our system.
I mean, did it happen because a truck hit it or
No.
because lightning struck
Cause
it?
it moved the highway, right?
No,
By
ma'am. So-
using their definition, every water main break is an emergency, could be an emergency, and they would never have to pay for it again.
So it was a split.
That's true.
It was a split
that's-
along the main that was roughly 6 feet long. That if it would have if the split would have happened if you're traveling 16 going towards the county line, if it would have happened on your left side, it would have just eroded the bank. It wouldn't have eroded the road. Because it was on the road side, it undermined half the lane. So the jury's still out on that. We're still waiting on the city to send us something in writing.
There's
I
a
thought
there's a
there was
length.
limit on the length of pipe that we're responsible for, 100 feet or more,
100 feet or more is considered a major repair.
and this was not.
This was
6
not.
foot.
It was 6
It's
foot.
just the erosion part and the additional road repairs that are being required by DOT is where this is becoming an issue.
That's correct.
And then the county got involved because nobody from the city of Griffin answered somebody from the city of Griffin's phone calls to shut down the road. So then the city of Griffin called TJ. TJ went out there and did all the detours and everything. And then Spalding County sent us a bill for that I shot down and encouraged them to send to the city of Griffin because it's the city of Griffin's responsibility. It's not our fault their employees didn't answer their phones.
Well, I'm with the chairman. If you set a precedence of paying this as an emergency, you're opening up a
Every
can
line
of worms
going forward is gonna be
from here on.
emergency.
That's
Is
correct.
there anything in the agreement on an emergency repair?
So the emergency repair is
There's mud.
deemed, it falls under a major, so it's a major repair. They will stabilize the system and then they will call us.
Have we ever had one?
We've had one, and it happened to be under a pipe that split. It was PVC pipe inside a casing that went under Jackson Road at Kennedy Road. We paid for it. It was roughly $27,000 a couple of years ago. We went and the connection, we replaced the pipe from line to line, and it was actually 120 feet. So that's the only major repair the Water Authority we're aware of.
What's prompted this, and I was on the board when that happened. There was a discussion beforehand about who was gonna take care of what. What has prompted this is the bill that came along with the 16 repair, because the DOT made them restore the road to DOT conditions, and it's gonna be about $100,000 worth of work.
And McElroy, I understand, did the
Yeah.
work.
McElroy did the repair and the road repair.
They had to go back and mill it after the repair.
Well, they're still waiting for that. They will have to mill it 100 foot either side of the split.
So the bill is not the final bill.
No, sir.
And
We're
the
still-
county sent us a $20,000 bill for the detour, and I'm just like, we didn't call the county, the city did.
But the city hasn't sent the bill yet, right?
They have not.
So-
We've requested it.
Which is why we requested that before they send us a bill, or at least at the same time, that they also send us their legal opinion as to why they think we owe it. And because I would prefer to respond to their reasoning for us owing
And
it
for,
than
and
to
for us to just come forward and say what
Yes.
we think and then them to give us an opinion.
Yes, and, nobody contacted the water authority, so
Yeah.
this was between the city and the county.
Well,
So we're going to a situation of legal interpretation, what it boils down to, correct?
Yes.
Right, nobody told the county they needed to go out there. I mean,
Well, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report on the joint meeting.
All right, next,
I wanted to ask you a question about something else you said, Dick.
Okay.
You said, where's his stuff? What did Ralph tell us? Bring to you guys as a new, you said a new rate.
Yeah, they gave us a new sewer rate and fees presentation, so we.
Did we not do that already? I thought that when they did the previous, I know they did the water.
correct.
This is separate?
So,
this is sewer.
This is sewer.
so far, Raftellus has done 3 studies for us. They did our water rate analysis. They did the bond feasibility study. And then now they did the sewer capital cost recovery fee and fee study for us.
Oh, I missed that then. Was that a joint meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, to answer your question, Gwen, under new business, consider approval of the capital recovery fee and the sewer fees.
You're gonna see it here in
That's
just a
what
second.
they,
Okay,
presented
so
to us.
we'll get a little explanation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all.
Planning committee report, Ms. Delaney?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On August the 6th, the planning committee discussed the following: using the sewer and water conflict or attorney to update the IGA with Spalding County to address contracted services in the GIS position. A consensus was reached, recommending approval to the board. During the meeting, the committee asked Mr. Johnson to begin including the city of Griffin mayor and managing on all correspondence with Brandon Lewis that may impact the operations or operations compliance or interest of the water authority. The committee also asked that the finance committee discuss the use of license agreement with the Spalding County. That's, in a nutshell. You see the complete report or that has been submitted by the by Charlie. And I'd like to also call your attention to, when you look at the report, look at paragraphs 3 and 6 also. That will give you some further information that came from the general manager's comments.
Okay.
That's it, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Moving on to the finance committee report that Clay has stuck me with. The only item we discussed was the Williamson Road License User Agreement with Spalding County. And this goes back to a cell tower, I believe, that it was built on Water Authority property at it's not Sunnyside, what's that
Williamson
tank?
Road Tank.
Williamson Road Tank. I guess through the meeting minutes and everything, it was determined at some point that the county was gonna pay the Water Authority 30% of any
Right,
leases,
revenue.
user fees,
Revenues.
or whatever, the revenues they got from that cell tower being on our property. And, to date, it does not seem that we have ever been paid for any of that. So it was determined that the matter should be addressed by the general manager and the authority attorney, and I believe Stephanie or Joseph sending a letter over to Steve to see if we can't get that put to bed.
How long has that been in place?
2011.
A long time.
My understanding is we're talking $15,000.
I don't
Our
know,
portion,
I don't know what the actual lease is each month. They had an escalation in it. I think it was like $2,200. Ain't that what we?
It started out at 2,500, and then it escalates every year. So I would, based on my back of napkin math, it should be worth like $3,300 a month now.
And is there only one service provider on that, or is there more than one,
We
is there more than
only,
one person?
the contract that we found is only for Verizon on that 800 megahertz tower, the telecommunications tower that the county put up. We're not aware of any other.
Did the, she has a good question. Did the county build the tower? Or did the county give the space to Verizon? Did Verizon build the tower? Or is it a multi-carrier tower that some third-party private company owns?
We built towers for the 800 megahertz system in
That's what this
3 or 5 places, I
Yes.
think. And
That's part of
so,
Okay.
I think that was just chosen because of the topography,
Yeah.
but I believe that the tower was built by the county.
Okay.
I believe you're right. I think that's right. That's part of the 800.
You can drive out there and look at the building and see see who's there.
But the water authority had the land, and so I think because we were all switched up, we just decided to do something without the water authority.
Well, initially, Charlie found some interesting minutes, and James Brooks was on this board and vehemently opposed to the proposal, which was that the water authority wouldn't receive any revenue at all from that. So he made a motion that the water authority get 100% of the money. That motion died for lack of a second, I think, and then there was a second motion which did the 70-30 split that was approved by the authority. It's just never, no money has ever been paid.
Yeah, and I believe, because we had talked about this in the planning meeting, I believe also, if I remember correctly, at some point we had, and I think the consensus was we was gonna go back 5 years, just like we went back to the city of Griffin, I believe is what the consensus was, but.
Rather than asking them to go back to 2011.
Why are we being so nice?
Why not?
It's just a precedent that we've
I mean,
already
it's
set.
just a mistake that the county made. They owe the money to the water authority. I mean, they did give us $2 million, but I'm just saying.
It's just it's the precedent.
I'm
we'd
saying
already-
they as if it wasn't me. Very
How hard do you
confusing.
want to kick yourself?
No, I'm just saying, if it was the county, we would go for all the money that they owe us.
It's just the precedent that was already set, and that's what the majority of the people at the meeting had a consensus for. Yeah, it's not set in stone.
Something's better than nothing.
Going forward, though, it's worth a lot more money.
Honestly,
I think
someone should have been watching our books better.
we should maybe we should ask for the money back, and then we can graciously only say we want 5 years back. But we should ask for all the money. Officially, we should ask for all the money.
When you hit them up and they start pointing at you, just
No,
point at her.
because I think we need to say how much money it is over that amount of time.
For the record.
And then if we want to offer some grace, we can say we will just accept for that. But I think in the record, it needs to show if it's $37,500 that was due, that's what it is. And then we can settle on something else.
I'm like I said, I'm fine with
Yeah.
whatever.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Moving on to old business. Oh boy. Approve
Nunc pro tunc.
Approve
Nunc pro tunc.
what she said. Resolution ratifying approval of June 18th, 2025 vote to begin condemnation proceedings against parcel ID 217010032.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chairman,
I move we approve that resolution.
Second it.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed?
May I ask a question
Unanimous?
about that?
As long as I don't have to pronounce it.
I believe under the condemnation, the person condemned has 30 days to respond. Aren't we about that point?
so the condemnee has not yet been served. He has been out of the jurisdiction. But he is aware of it. His ex-wife, who is also a party to the litigation, has been served. And I have spoken with him. He contacted Wayne Roberts, so we'll discuss that a little bit further in executive session.
Okay, so still in the works then.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
This is just a follow-up document that we've already.
Make it legal what we did in
Yeah.
closed session.
Moving on to new business, consider approval of the sewer capital recovery fee and sewer fees.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve this set of fees as presented by Raftellus.
We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I think everybody's still looking at the fees.
Yeah, I will second it so Joseph can recap.
All right, a motion by Mr. Morrow, a second by Ms. Flowers Taylor.
All right, so the fee schedules that we're gonna be going over, the capital recovery fee and the volumetric and base rate fees, were developed by Raftellus with three main principles in mind. So, one, it's financial sufficiency. Two, it's the capital recovery fee is going to, it's gonna account for a percentage of the treatment plant and new wastewater system. And then it is going to allow us to satisfy a fund target of 360 days in reserve. If you recall, we set a policy of trying to get 270 days of reserve, cash reserves. When we went through the Moody's bond rating document or bond rating process, Moody's said that if we want to increase our bond rating for future debt issuance, we should try to strive for 360 days of cash reserves in the account. So Raftellus, with all this in mind, and our debt coverage ratio, established these fees that would allow us to meet all our metrics. So going into the sewer capital recovery fee, this looks very similar, and the methodology is the same as we did with our water capital recovery fee.
May I interrupt there at that
Yes.
point, because what surprised me about it, the only thing that surprised me about it really was the fact that I was assuming in capital recovery fee, you get all of it up front. And they said if you did that, you would not be competitive with other jurisdictions around. So this capital recovery fee is not fully 100%, but it's built into the ongoing rate, so you capture the rest of it over time.
So you're talking the base rate. So the capital recovery fee is a one-time fee that's going to capture a certain percentage of our investment or
That's right,
future
but not
investment.
100%.
That's all paid up front, though.
Correct.
Yes. I assumed it'd be 100%, but they said that puts you non-competitive with all the other.
It would be 100% of our fee
You
structure.
get the 100%, but not all up front. The rest is built into the.
So to kind of give you an understanding of what Mr. Morrow was talking about. So our debt for the new sewer system is roughly $25 million. If we wanted to capture 100% of that for new developers, the capital cost recovery fee per development, per ERU would be roughly $109 a gallon. We are going to be charging roughly $31 a gallon. That is competitive. That's typical of what people anticipate, developers anticipate getting to buy into a new sewer system. So you may say, okay, well, what's the city of Griffin? Well, the city of Griffin is not a good analogous because their system is old. They've been in the sewer business a long time. They don't have they have larger flows, which equate to you get a scale factor. We're going in small day one because we can't go in big. So the dollar per gallon is $31 per gallon to get into a 200,000 gallon a day facility. It's pretty steep, but it's the best we can do. If we wanted to charge 100%, it'd be $109 a gallon.
So, I'm assuming that 5/8 and 3/4 sewer inch meter size is a residential.
Yes, ma'am.
So while this works fine with someone making new construction, because of the kind of housing we have in our community, I mean, and I'll use Pine Tree as an example, you have existing households. That fee is going to be an enormous amount of money to ask someone who needs to get on sewer, that is in an existing home. And so,
Well, one thing to keep in the back of your mind, if that 70, let's just call it for this discussion, roughly $8,000 to redo a sewer system, a septic tank, and a drain field would be double that cost. So it's technically, it's still cheaper than actually doing a complete rehab of your septic system and possibly going and buying additional land for drain field location. So when you compare apples to apples, that is still cheaper than redoing a septic system.
right, but the average person doesn't pay cash when they have to get that done. They're either financing or they're whatever. I'm just looking at, we were concerned, about how our water rates were in terms of customers, and we looked at what do you do in certain special circumstances. And I think that this is another opportunity for us to look at how we treat our existing customers, because we do have places that are gonna come online. We will probably have the same thing in East Griffin. So I think it's more realistic to realize that you're not always gonna have a new development. And, a new builder can always pass it on to the new purchaser.
Well, this rate study is solely based on 16 and that sewer plan. As we branch out and add other areas, all this will be revised. This is just to accommodate what we've taken out in debt to meet the needs of Georgia 16. That's all these rates reflect. Now, our water rates is a little bit different animal because all those customers already existed. And we wound up being able to give them some, base, not really free water, but we gave them some water up front and reduced rates, and we did a tiered thing. But until we get further out in the county, I don't
Yeah, I mean,
don't think you can accommodate what you're trying to accomplish.
Now, I'm just simply saying, I think the discussion needs to be had, whether we're having it right now, and I appreciate you being able to say that this is just really our reference to what we're starting
That's what
there.
this is.
But I mean, we're also talking about going in and helping to do some redevelopment of areas that are already economically depressed. And so we just need to be aware that there will have to be something different. I don't know whether that's grants or how we help them to finance it, but that we.
Extensions or expansions of the sewer plant we're about to build, this is gonna change every time.
Okay.
Because the numbers are gonna change, the debt's gonna change, the revenue's gonna change. This is a living document, what it is.
Okay.
But we gotta start at some point,
But-
because we're about to have customers and we have no
My
choice.
Okay.
comment was the fact that we don't get 100% upfront. We get about a third upfront.
Correct.
Otherwise, you chase away all your developers that can't afford the $109 per gallon. They can afford the
Roughly 31.
$31, and the rest of the capital recovery fee is in the base rate that comes in over time.
Base rate and the volumetric charges.
So I thought it was a very well thought out study and gets our money back, but kept us competitive.
Y'all good with that? I'm looking at you, you water man.
At 16, if you have an existing building that has a well, and they see sewer and they say, hey, my septic tank's shot, I need to connect. How are we gonna deal with that?
That's a discussion we're gonna have to have. Without having a water meter, the only option we have is a flat rate. How do we determine the flat rate? It's gonna be, we're gonna, that's a bridge we're gonna have to cross at some point. The only way we handle it without having a true water meter is we're gonna have to have a flat rate sewer system or sewer bill.
Or we may have to require them to hook on the water.
That was my
Yes.
next.
So it almost have to
question. Can
be
we-
based on the maximum output of,
Residential,
residential
that's correct.
meter.
That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you can do a flat rate.
So let me just stir that up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sorry.
yeah,
Alright.
you're good. If someone wants to hook onto sewer, how do we determine, like with the city of Griffin, my sewer rate is directly determined by how much water we use?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So are we gonna be doing the same thing? Because at the city of Griffin, if you use $100 worth of water, you're charged $125 worth of sewer.
Correct.
That's the way this works.
Yeah, same way.
Unless you have an irrigation meter. which is
Correct.
separate.
So yes, sewer, we will bill off the water meter. If you don't have a water meter, that's where we will have to come up and get creative for a flat rate charge. I'm hoping that we can get water out 16 to make sure this doesn't happen, because we all understand if you do a flat rate, it's not equitable. We're gonna have to overcharge because we're overestimating, or maybe we underestimate, maybe they're a high water user. I don't know.
Yeah, this is, what this piece of paper is the capital. This is getting the capacity at our facility is what this is. The actual monthly bill is a different piece of paper.
Okay.
So moving on to the monthly bill, this
There you
is,
go.
so this is the base rate. And so the base rate is gonna be changed. It's gonna be increased based on meter size. And then the volumetric charge, we're gonna start out at $11.25 a thousand.
Does this base rate include a customer service fee? Cause you know, I'm just going by what my water bill, how I'm billed. All of my, like, customer service or any other charges that are connected to this service is charging there. Is this $25 just what it costs for us to provide sewer? The monthly rate? I'm confused.
So a base rate houses our staff making any type of jetting, any type of inspections, any type of work that's associated with keeping that sewer tap free and clear. The volumetric charge would be what any type of fee, like customer service fee, that the city charges us to bill our sewer customer until we get a billing system, that would actually come out of our volumetric charge. So say for the discussion purposes, for Springs, that sewer service area, the city charged us a customer service fee of $3.50 per customer. They didn't, the base rate is, they can't touch that. That comes to us directly. Our volumetric charge, that $11.25 per gallon, would house that customer service fee, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I haven't seen a bill. Do they charge our customers a stormwater fee, runoff fee? I mean, we
No,
do- we
if
do
you're
it
in the city, you get a
Only in the
stormwater
city.
fee.
We
Only
do
in-
in the city, but they don't
No.
bill our customers.
Currently, Spalding County does not have a stormwater utility. That may change in the future, but right now, no.
But it's not on their bills.
Correct.
No.
We will probably be forced to look at that at some point, I imagine.
And just remember, if we wanted this sewer system to be net
It's
neutral,
tax on range, what it is.
that $11.25 a gallon or per thousand would need to be $100 a thousand. So just understand that $11.25, we're going to be operating at a deficit for the foreseeable future until we can start getting, I would say, the volumetric flow that we're going to need to see on an average day at our plant is going to have to be about 100,000 gallons a day for us to break even on operation and maintenance. That doesn't include the debt service that we have.
We're not charging a differential base rate between residential and industrial.
No, it's going to be handled by the meter size.
Right.
So we want to be equitable. We want something that is
So this
easy
is
to
start
implement.
with.
easy to implement, easy to understand. This mirrors our the water side, so it shouldn't come as a shock. And we remember the capital recovery fee. We have a modified capital recovery fee that we can assess on the water side. Same way with the sewer side. If a customer comes in and they are over the allotment that we allowed for that meter size, we can go in and actually calculate their how much they're going to impact us.
These rates are in line with other utilities, similar utilities in our area.
That's correct.
If I'm not
They are.
Yes,
mistaken.
yes, sir.
Big comparison.
So I have a motion and a second on the floor to approve.
Motion and second on the floor to approve. Any more discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Carries 7-0 unanimous. Consider approval of the master services agreement with Liberty Technology. Joseph, you wanna, I think I remember this, but you wanna,
Yeah, so this master service agreement is, we requested one because currently in our IGA with the county, we pay rent on our building or for our spot in the office. It covers IT support, but what it didn't cover is we're trying to break off from using the county servers and actually have our own server. Well, Liberty Technology, this is the master service agreement that would allow them to actually facilitate that work for us rather than us going through Spalding County for that work. So we're just making it legal where they understand that, yes, while we're in this building, we're a tenant. We're not the same.
how much is this for?
So this is just a master service agreement, but we signed contracts for the server and
Okay.
some migration to the tune of roughly 7,000 on one and 14,000 on another.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, just to be clear, Liberty Technology has actually been sold. This is a contract with Source Pass Liberty LLC.
I know Liberty was a Mac house, and I believe we're ISO, are we not? Does anybody know the answer to that?
Liberty is not just
They're
just
not just
Mac.
Mac.
No, sir, not at all.
Okay.
What,
So
what
they
do you
can-
mean
they-
by that?
They
Apple.
also service Windows-based
Apple, Windows,
PCs.
They do both.
Oh.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the master service agreement with Liberty.
I got a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second.
You do have some discussion. What was the total, Mr. Chairman, what was the total of the cost of this master services agreement?
This one did not have a cost to it. The actual service stuff is.
It's
Yeah,
based on
Liberty.
task orders.
Yes.
We've had two contracts with them.
So there's
Was it
been two task
7,000 and
orders.
14,000,
Yeah, so the
set up ours.
master service agreement just provides the framework for us to get quotes from them for services. But we are doing a server migration and they're doing two contracts for us to the tune of, I think, one is worth roughly 15 and one's worth 7.
We'll be separate from the county all the way then.
15.7 annually, a monthly?
Just at one time.
What were we paying the county?
Well, we're currently using their server and they're migrating
It's
to the cloud.
within our
Correct.
rent. Okay,
Correct.
okay.
So this, in the county, one of the main reasons why we preemptively did this is because the county did an RFP to go to the cloud. Well, that's gonna cost the county some money, and I guarantee you that they're gonna start looking at our traffic and then saying, hey, you're gonna pay this. Well, by us having our own server, we're not gonna be paying any of that traffic because all our traffic is gonna be localized.
Okay. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
We got a motion by Mr. Morrow, a second by Jeff Brandon. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? 7-0 unanimous. Consider approval of master services agreement with R2T.
Mr. Chairman, this is as discussed previously, with R2T, and I move we approve the master service agreement with them.
I got a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Can you give me a nutshell of what this is? I second. It's for discussion.
So right now, R2T is working, partnered with Lakeshore Engineering on the progressive design build. We have asked part of that contract to develop an industrial pretreatment program. Well, in order for us to work with R2T outside that contract, this is what this master service agreement is gonna allow, is where we're gonna be using R2T to help us implement the industrial pretreatment program once the sewer system is built.
Fat, oil, grease. Jeff can tell you all kinds of stuff about this.
It's non-typical waste streams.
Right,
There's something with the industry stuff in the buildings coming on, so it's something we gotta have.
is this something we would require the customers to,
Adhere to, yes.
Yes.
so we're looking R2T to give us some guidelines as to implement a strategy or a program?
Correct. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna develop a permit that we're gonna have internally. They're gonna create a tracking system. They're gonna give us a fee schedule for if you are a developer and you come in and you are going to fall under that industrial pretreatment designation, they're gonna give us a fee schedule where you're gonna pay for that review. So it's a pass-through, and then they're gonna help us do the monitoring on a monthly basis until we get big enough to have to bring the expertise in-house.
There'll be a separate contract with the fee structure.
Yes, sir.
This is also task order based, so, and anything that would be above Joseph's, authorization limit would be brought before you for approval.
I can tell you from the city side, they have one of these agreements with every company that puts stuff like plot hydrant in the sewer.
Sure.
So that they clean it up before they put it in the sewer, so that it comes out at the other end in the creek clean. Otherwise, they can dump stuff on you that you can't really,
And
it's up to them to put clean sewer and stuff in.
Yeah, R2T designed the plant, so they know what our plant can take. It's just a logical next step.
So we will work with them as needed, is basically what this service is.
Correct. So right now, they're gonna help us develop the program, get it approved from the state. Once it's approved from the state, then we're gonna have to have a mechanism for customers or developers that are gonna be triggered, where we can have an internal process, an internal review process, have the expertise on standby to facilitate this work, and to basically hold our hand through the monitoring process until we grow enough where that's gonna be a specialized skill that is hired specifically for that purpose. We're just not there yet.
Okay.
That keeps us from getting fined by the EPD.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Unanimous, passes 7-0. Next item, consider authorizing the general manager to consult with the conflict attorney to update the IGA with Spalding County to incorporate the GIS position in contracted GIS services.
This has to do with the one we just discussed with Liberty and stuff that we're gonna migrate to our own. Not that?
Nope.
Oh, this is GIS, never
Yep.
mind.
This is
Yeah, this
Joseph.
GIS.
Joseph can speak to this better,
Yeah.
but this is where the county didn't have GIS services.
Get
They-
services from us.
Yeah, they farmed it out through the city of Griffin. All we've had some handshake agreements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The county's gonna pay for it. This just memorializes it, I believe. Stephanie had actually recommended this. And because Kirby actually did the IGA between the county and the water authority, because Stephanie also represents the county, that's why we're just,
But in our
Pass.
I'm getting
original,
tired of y'all trying to do stuff against the county.
no, this is just to memorialize the agreement. This is nothing against the county.
Is our staff already doing this work for the county, or are they still using the city of Griffin contract?
No, they're
They've
using
been
us now.
using us.
yeah, there's-
Except for currently, the Board of Elections is still using the city of Griffin. It's their intention to use the water authority as well, but they have a redistricting project that's in process, so.
we'll get paid by the county to use our GIS.
Well, the county already, it just puts it in writing. That's what
Yeah,
this
I know.
does.
Again, y'all stop beating up on the county.
All right,
So I would
Chairman.
make a motion that we authorize the general manager
I'll second.
to negotiate or to consult with a conflict attorney.
We got a motion by Mr. Oxford, a second by Mr. Morrow. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next item, consider recommendation to the Spalding County Board of Commissioners for reappointment of Spalding County Water Authority Board members Wade Cannon and Dick Morrow.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Gwen, Jim, was that you?
Yes.
Jim, second. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Do we have a little discussion?
Yes, we can.
While I'm all in favor of reappointing Mr. Cannon and Mr. Morrow, I'm a little concerned about entering into the political arena.
This was actually something that I think Clay Davis had requested that the boards do.
So he's asking us to get involved in the political arena.
He's asking
For a
for
recommendation.
He's asking
authorities
for
such as
recommendation.
this one and the airport authority to make recommendations of folks that they would like to be reappointed or appointed to their boards. It's non-binding on the Board of Commissioners
No,
to
I
make those
understand.
appointments, but, the reason for requesting recommendations is because you know who's beneficial to your boards, who has knowledge and expertise in particular areas more so than the Board of Commissioners does.
Well, I understand, and as I said, I'm all in favor of reappointing these two members because they're very valuable members. But I'm just concerned about the perception of us becoming a self-sustaining board.
I agree. I don't want to be involved in politics, but Clay asked us to do it. This is the first time we've ever done it.
Well, we actually send out to everybody in July a letter. We'll put it in the paper that if you would like to be on a board, list all the boards, you can let us know. And we send out a letter to all people who are on existing boards asking if they would like to be reappointed. And then we send something out to each board asking if the board wants to make a recommendation. It's not by any means sealed in cement, but that would just be the recommendation of the board going forward. Anybody who wants to apply for these seats can put their name in and
It still requires them to put the name in the book.
right, put their name in
Yes.
the book and get voted on at the beginning of the year, just like we do normally. This is just so that people have enough notice to investigate, to see if there's something that they want to serve on, and then ample opportunity to be able to sign up.
Right.
Because
part of the
they
process.
not
Put your
only
name
have to
in
put their name in
first.
the book,
Right.
they also have to have a commissioner to sign off on the
them.
book.
And so by making a recommendation, Clay has already signed off and put them in the book. So they're in the book and their paperwork is filled
Do
out.
you want to be first name in the book?
Yeah, I just like, again, this is something Clay asked us to do.
No, I understand.
That's all.
I think as a former commissioner, it's awful nice to know whether this person is
It's just-
actually
it's different.
doing the job on the board or not, which is kind of where this goes.
I've never
Some
been,
boards where they don't show up.
as I said, I'm just, the perception of being a self-sustaining board, but
I get it.
Trust me, it's not sealed in cement.
No,
It's
no, I
recommendation.
I understand, and there are 5 members that have to vote on it.
But
All right,
I get
did
what
do
you're
we
saying, though.
get a vote or we didn't get a
That's
vote?
what you're saying.
You need a vote.
He seconded for discussion.
Okay.
All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Moving on to other business, update from the authority attorney on the legislative amendment packet.
I don't have an amendment yet, finalized, mainly because I need to know, I think we decided that it would be 2 of you that would, assist me and meet with our legislative delegation, at least, the 2 representatives, Mathiak and Camp, and I need to confirm which 2 of you that will be, so we can schedule a sit-down.
Was my name one of those? I've forgotten.
It was.
It was, yes.
And you?
That's fine. There's
Who's the
somebody
other?
else.
What are y'all gonna discuss?
The amendment to our current legislation, which would actually be basically a rewrite of our current enabling legislation to mirror more of, the Henry County Water Authority. This is not something that's gonna go to the legislative delegation before everybody here gets to see it.
But are we trying to do this before the session that starts in January?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm
This
trying
is
to
the second year
understand.
trying to do this, and it's several things, you know, it's not just it's compensation.
Which the compensation piece, we've
The
been
name.
trying for years to get.
The name, I'd really like to shorten that name to just Spalding County Water Authority, because it's just easier for me to say. I think technically right now, you don't even have to live in Spalding County to be a member of this board. There's several issues that we have that need to be mopped up.
What do you mean you don't have to be a member?
You don't have to be a resident of Spalding County to be appointed to serve on this board.
But who does the appointing?
The Board of Commissioners.
But the Board of Commissioners doesn't appoint people from out of county to serve on board.
While that's true, this Board of Commissioners
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
but,
doesn't
some
mean
Board
the
of
next one
Commissioners in the future might want to. The legislation also leaves it open for the Board of Commissioners to stack this board with commissioners. And that was never the intent. The intent of the legislation was to have one member from the Spalding County Board of Commissioners, that being the 9th member. But, there are many areas where our legislation is vague, and there are other areas wherein we don't follow what that legislation was, because it's not, it's outdated, and it doesn't fit anymore.
Was not well written.
We're gonna put some changes in there and bring it back to the board for review and talk about it.
Okay.
Been a lot of
We've-
changes. Originally, there were 6 members and
Oh, it's-
Ms. Taylor will remember when the county representative was non-voting
Yes.
originally.
Yes, and then the county, as it expanded, over the years, then there was an additional place that was just for that county commissioner member, but, it is unclear as to who the county commission can actually
And you're
appoint.
correct, they could all appoint themselves.
They
if
could appoint
wanted to.
themselves, yes, all 5 of them.
They can appoint their buddies from Pike County.
Or Henry County.
Okay,
or
I'm
Clayton
sitting
County.
right here.
We're not
Well,
saying.
I'm just
I'm just saying, y'all just talking about me like I'm not even in here.
We are suggesting that these are possibilities based on the vagaries in the current
I'm
legislation.
perfectly fine with
Vagaries
that.
is a
I think
word.
this falls under
Yes,
the
and you
purview
should
of the
use it.
chairman to be able to appoint whoever he would like.
You're vagary conscious.
It's like
huh?
a committee. So I would just recommend that the chairman appoint his 2 members, his 2 representatives, because
I had asked, Dick to do it because he knew, Karen Mathiak. I don't know either.
I know both of them fairly well,
I don't know either one of them.
Beth
so.
and Karen, but we can get them together, I'm sure.
I'm more than happy to go meet with them unless if somebody else here wants to do it. Have at it.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know.
we don't need, can't the chairman just appoint 2 members?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's just like a committee.
Yes, this is just an update for me. There's no need for a motion on any of
I
this.
think.
Does
Mr.
anybody
Chairman-
else want to be involved in this? I guess
I
it'll
don't
be,
get along with them that good. They
I
won't get
guess
much
it'll be
along.
myself and Dick.
All right.
So
I
please,
get- I
please
get
let
all
us know when we need to do this.
Just hurry up and get it to us if we're gonna try to get it done before January, before they have it ready.
Yeah, because
Before
this
then.
thing's dragged on for years. but-
Because this
Yeah.
is something that they don't have to get the legislature to vote on if they get their, is this local legislation for us?
It is local legislation, but it will have to be approved by the full,
General Assembly?
yes, by the full
We
General
want to get them
Assembly.
the consent agenda.
Rubber stamp them.
And, they've had other local legislation going on the last couple of sessions that has basically taken precedence as far as they were concerned over us. So, we have not gotten responses to our requests, but, this time we're gonna be a little pushier.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll try to get them together.
Since we're talking about legislation, at one time there was some discussion about a joint water authority. Has that gone any further?
That idea was abandoned about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
City of Griffin just didn't.
Didn't want to do it.
Nope.
Did not want to. It is mentioned in the water contract, but, so it could technically be brought back up at any time during the
5 year.
20-year period of the water contract.
Well, actually,
That would require legislation, I assume.
Oh, yes, to even create that
Not unless you
authority.
just acquired them. But there was a discussion about a joint water authority, and I'm like, why do we need to make a joint? We're already a water authority. But Griffin has to have that Griffin name and everything. But at the end of the day, we're already a water authority, so why do you need to make a joint water authority?
And a
A unified system, a unified
Wouldn't
system.
have to do anything legislatively, I'm sure.
That's right. You
that's
just buy it.
correct.
Same thing Clayton County did with every city in Clayton County.
City in the county.
there wouldn't be a joint, it'd be a,
You would take
One.
on their staff typically, you know, some of those.
You'd have to.
But, it's a purchase, it's not a, what is it?
Oh, well, the purchase,
Joint.
yeah, purchase is different.
You'd have to take on the staff. I mean, it's not like there'd be a mass
They're-
layoff. You
they-
gotta have
They
them.
didn't wanna do it for the
It's-
reason that they need that money.
And it's
It's
that is a dead issue as
Yeah,
far as
it's not
we're concerned.
feasible for us to take the debt associated with that either. They have a significant amount of debt.
And also, there was some, talk of a requirement of us having to pay about $1 million a year.
Forever.
Forever, and
Yeah, no.
it's dead. All right, Mr. Chairman.
There's other ways we can get to that. Secretary, Treasurer comments?
None.
General Manager comments?
None.
Authority member comments, Ms. Delaney?
Thank you.
Cal?
No.
Jeff? Jim?
Yeah, with our sewer implementation, we got so many different balls in the air. And I just wanna thank Joseph for being proactive, forward-thinking. And just an example, this RT2. I mean, who would've thought we need to think about what's gonna go into a sewer, so appreciate it.
There's good sewer and bad sewer. It all depends how you wanna look at it. That all you got, Jim?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I don't have a comment about sewer, just for everyone to keep our member Wanda Chronic in their prayers. Her brother-in-law passed away yesterday, day before yesterday. As far as I know, no sudden illness, but, her family is, in mourning, so that's why obviously she's not here today. But just keep them in your thoughts and your prayers.
I hate to hear that.
I think we have a great staff. That's my comment.
We do. I'll leave my comments for the executive session. Moving on to executive session to discuss or vote on the acquisition.
Ask about the gentleman in the new face.
Who's the new guy?
Thank you for
You
asking.
couldn't have passed me a note?
Well, Michael, that's my fault. So what you're looking at is the newest hire to our GIS team, Mr. Michael Colston. He comes to us from the private sector. He is, his background, so he was hired specifically for, doing county services. He's been with us a little over a month now, and I think the county is already seeing the impact of the work he's done, but he's a great asset in addition to our team. So, I mean, the good Lord has blessed us with competent, qualified, and caring staff members. So, Mr. Michael Colston.
Welcome to the
I'm
team.
sure Parker will be
Welcome
here
to
in
the team.
shape.
Who's the ball guy?
And, that's.
You heard me, Parker. I'm sure you'll beat him into shape.
Do we
No
actually have
worries.
an executive session?
We do.
Okay.
Moving on to executive session to discuss or vote on the acquisition, disposition, or lease of real estate as provided in OCGA 50-14-3B1.
Chairman, I move we go into executive session for stated purposes.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. We are in executive session.
You understand my concern about
Let's do the hallway shuffle.
Because that was, but
They had
about
some
2
kind
years
of
ago,
writing
it
school
started,
over.
and I'm
Trying to think
concerned
about
about
it,
that too.
Her
I don't
sister
know
is
that-
over here a lot, Linda.
Yeah, I know.
That's her husband.
Yeah, okay. I know her sister, I just.
Yeah.
session and return to open session.
I have a motion to
And
end,
a second.
and a motion and a second to end executive session and go back into regular session. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Do we need to make a motion on the executive session?
No.
All right. We got a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned.